James Eckhouse from Beverly Hills 90210. Charles Fleischer, the voice of Roger Rabbit. Stephen Nichols from Days of Our Lives. Stuart Pankin, the voice of Earl on Dinosaurs. Home Fronts, Wendy Phillips. Family Ties, Mark Price. Susan Rattan from L.A. Law. Fox News President Van Gordon Sauter. Lady Bosses Jack Scalia. James B. Sicking from Doogie Howser. Comedian Pauly Shore. Judy Tenuta. Michael Tucci from Flying Blind. And Malcolm X's Kate Vernon. Coming up, David travels to Hollywood's hottest zip code to talk with James Eckhouse of Beverly Hills 90210.
Good evening. On behalf of over 130 of us at Armory, we welcome you to a very special program. Our Armory Automotive family has sold and serviced some 100,000 vehicles in the past 74 years, and each and every customer is very important to all of us. Mary Beth, Ryan, and I hope you're enjoying a very happy Thanksgiving with your family and friends. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this very special Armory Automotive family presentation.
To Hollywood with David Allan.
Great to have you here, all the way from Albany.
Thank you very much. But you've been in Williamstown?
Williamstown, Massachusetts, where I did a summer there. They have a wonderful summer theater festival there.
Of course. What have you done there?
I did about 5 plays, and we each one had about 10 days of rehearsal, but I had probably the best summer I ever had. And we toured to Albany, Troy, New York, all over Massachusetts.
Were you in the student company line?
Well, it was called the Second Company.
The Second Company, yeah.
Of which, some illustrious, Dick Cavett was a alumni of that. It was started to do sort of the more offbeat experimental theater up there, and we happened to have a really great season.
You hit the jackpot. 90210 Beverly Hills.
Yeah, here I am.
How does it feel to have Jason Priestley as a son?
It's an experience.
Do we want to have a superstar, or do we want to have a son? I hope you're not disappointed with the choice we made.
I think I can live with it.
The interesting thing about Jason is what a great professional he is. Sometimes I think people don't realize, because he gets a lot of press as being such a crazy daredevil kind of guy, which he is. But he's also very professional, and he's very warm. And Jason, you're not going to be listening to this. I don't even know why I'm.
Has this gone to his head?
He doesn't have a head. No. You know, it's affected everybody in terms of having to be a little more wary, a little more careful, a little more protected. You know, they're not as free as they can be. You know, but it started going to their head. They've all had their head is so screwed on in the right place. These guys are very down to earth.
What about Shannon Doherty?
Shannon, you know, she's been in this business a long time. She worked, you know, in Little House, and she's with you know, Michael passed away. You know, anyway, so she too has had really a great career and had her head screwed on the right place.
Don't you worry about your sister. She knows exactly what she's doing.
If I was casting the show, I wouldn't have cast you as the father. I don't think.
Well, thanks. Then I wouldn't have had a job. So thank God you weren't the casting director.
But did you? I mean, you don't look old enough. Well,
yeah. Jim Walsh he's a lot different than I am. He's a lot older than I am. I'm a lot hairier than he is. Not up there.
Yeah.
But down here. And he looks like me, but he's definitely older than I am.
So with such a level head, do you give Jason Priestley and Shannon Doherty any advice? I mean, you know, you know where you are and everything.
Do you give them advice?
Yeah. Do you ever say, look, I've been in show business a long time, and 19 years old, and this is what I want to say to you.
What I say is, I've been in business, you know, since I was 19, and done a lot of stuff, and I still don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. And if anybody tells you they do, I think they're crazy. You know what makes it work? Who knows? You just concentrate on your work. That's what I say. And take care of yourself. And really take care of yourself. So anyway, that's my advice.
Come back to Williamstown.
I will.
Well, we should have done this interview sitting down. You're too tall. I mean, I could stand like
Wait
this.
a second. I'm too tall.
No, yes.
You might be too short.
Have you ever been to Albany?
No, I never have.
You know, we met, and you don't even remember me, which is...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. Now, what after the interview tonight, what do you do? You go out in the town and roar around? Or
No,
do you
I'm going to go home.
In another 10 years, we'll meet again. And
All
do,
right.
do another interview, and the name again is David Allan. Oh, you look great. Oh, Joe Alasky.
David Allan, nice to see you again.
You're the man of 1,000 and 2,000, 3,000 voices?
It's getting up there, yes. I stopped counting after 1,000, you know. You don't want to be known as the man of 1,214 voices. It's boring.
Do Lucille Ball.
The one he asked me to do. I don't even have a word to impersonate her, just a noise.
Wait a minute.
Happens like that sometimes.
But you're on the Steven Spielberg show. You do the voices for?
Yes, but not of Lucille Ball. No, I do.
No.
I'm seen on Tiny Toons currently, and soon to star in his own show on the Fox affiliate is the Plucky Duck Show. I play Plucky Duck,
who's a little green duck about this high, and very egotistical, very obnoxious. And, of course, he is the person who is getting his own show.
You're lucky, it's Plucky.
I'm absolutely ducky.
Other shows seem yucky now that Plucky's on the air. Toast him, roast him, the show will still be most him.
It's the Plucky Duck Show, and it's on each week. So watch, won't you? Thank you. Dave will watch.
Yeah, but you say you're from Albany?
I'm from the Albany area, yes. I was born in Troy, raised in Latham, and moved to Cohoes and Watervliet. I even know how to pronounce Cohoes.
Well, how did you ever get out of the Capital District?
A team of horses showed up and dragged me out. No, I had the bug since I was a little kid. I used to watch shows like The Real McCoys and do Walter Brennan, you know, or an old movie with Peter Lorre, and I'd just be doing these for the family, the friends, and this led to college dramatics and radio in college, and then...
Did you do any radio in Albany?
Down to New York. I did some radio in Albany, but usually just guest appearances.
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't start my radio career till I moved to Boston, where I was discovered, and they brought me out here. Guess who discovered me?
Steven Spielberg.
Bullwinkle.
When it comes to humility, I'm the greatest.
Bill Scott was the guy's name, and he kind of plucked me out of Albany before I was plucky, and he had me do voice of Boris Badenov, which I still do for instance, certain commercials you will hear on television.
Yeah, he's doing a guest shot in this sequence.
A guest shot?
There goes a guest now.
There it is.
Yeah, very good. How do you make up voices like that duck you did before? I mean, you stand in front of a mirror and try to picture
Well, I'll tell you, in the case of Plucky, it was very specific. They wanted to decrease the age of the famous Warner Brothers characters. For instance, Bugs Bunny became Buster Bunny. Now, in Plucky's case, he was obviously Daffy Duck. But with Daffy, they said, we want the same voice. I mean, with Plucky, we want the same as Daffy's voice, but different. So I said, oh, well, that's typical Hollywood. What do I do with that?
So I just moved it from a frontal lisp to a lateral lisp, like Maury Amsterdam and Ann Landers.
So, nothing against those folks. In fact, some of my best friends lisp. I used to lisp.
Did you ever watch any of my TV shows in Albany?
Yes, all the time.
Well, why weren't you on them? Or were you?
I was a kid. In fact, until I was about 25 years old, I looked like I was 15. Right now, I'm 50 years old. Can you believe it? 50.
But,
no,
I mean,
I'm 40.
I mean, with all this talent, I can't imagine why you weren't. I mean, I was, the Daily Show for like 16 years.
Do you remember? Oh, God. I tried to get on. I tried to get on some shows. There used to be kid shows like Big George, a guy who drew, and he...
That's Freddie Freihofer.
Freddie Freihofer time, yeah. I tried to get on locally, but I was too young. That's all. I was just too young.
Wow. So here you are, and I understand you filled in the voice of Jackie Gleason along the way for...
Well, that's right, pal. The great one picked me blind 2 out of 3 times to cover his voice for the lost episodes of The Honeymooners after the soundtrack went bad. And that was quite an honor. I never did get to meet the man, but...
Well, why didn't he do it himself?
Well, by that time, his voice was kind of down here in this register. And Ralph Cramden's up here. And there was a great deal of lip syncing involved, and he didn't want to be bothered. So He had to sound alike, fill in for...
And did he know of you? I mean, did he pick you, or...?
Yeah, well, he listened to voices, and then he said, "That's it, that is it." 2 of those times it was me, so that's how I got the job.
Isn't that something? If you were going to use one celebrity voice to say something to the people of Albany, Schenectady, Troy, Cohoes, Saratoga, which voice and what would you say?
Let's see, I can't do Maureen Stapleton, so I guess I'd have to say, the Capital District area is the greatest area in the world. Good night, everybody. Hey!
When we return, find out who interviewed Roger Rabbit.
Let's meet some members of the Armory Automotive family.
I've been with Armory 36 years now. I started as a part-time office help, and now I'm the executive manager of Armory Nissan. And all the years I've been with Armory, customer has always been #1.
I've been here at Armory for 37.5 years. It's a great place to work. They give us a good place to work, and bosses are real good to us. The customers are fantastic. We have a good clientele that keeps coming back year after year and buys new cars.
I've been here at Armory 11 years, and I started off as a cashier and worked myself up to the bookkeeping department, and I do customer billing and filing.
Oh goodness, I couldn't tell you how many customers I've had. I had to have thousands of customers that keep coming back.
We've constantly tried to keep everybody happy and take care of their needs.
No wonder we call it the Armory Automotive family. Central and Colvin, Albany.
Critics are saying dazzling. Vincent Canby of the New York Times says Dracula is a testimonial to the glories of filmmaking. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Rated R. At theaters now.
Come into Gentleman's Warehouse, where you get the same quality as the suits we make for fine department stores, in our own New England factories, and all at our factory direct prices, too.
And right now, during our holiday gift sale, get a $25 gift certificate free with the purchase of any sport coat priced at $89 or more at Gentleman's Warehouse. It's a great holiday offer.
Gentleman's Warehouse, department store quality at our factory direct prices at these locations near you.
Oh, hi. The holidays are such a special time. Belt sander for the wife. Around here, we like getting all bundled up and going to Builder Square. Saving on gifts, trees, trimming, lights, everything to make the holidays more festive. Even industrial-sized eggnog mixers. Oh, 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 oh.
And now, back to From Albany to Hollywood with David Allan.
I'm David Allan.
Hello, David.
How are you?
Very good.
Nice to see you. What, you carry your own tape recorder?
Are we on now, David?
Yeah, I think so.
Charles Fleischer with David Allan. David, where's your station? It's WXXA TV. Where's that?
That's
Fox
Albany.
23.
We're
Albany, New York.
Yeah.
Charles Fleischer in Los Angeles with Fox Albany. Dave, how are you?
Great, great.
We are so excited to have you here.
But why are you using a tape recorder?
Well, I don't have the facilities that you guys do, so this records light and sound. I take this back and I can break it down into the same kind of video.